Well, good morning, and every day we rise is a great day to be alive. I'm Slim Overton, and welcome to Portsmouth Coffee Talks morning show with host moderator Thomas the Colonel Chapman. And along with the Colonel is co-host Leah Drake Stitt, and we also have today's guest hosts, John Gantz and Louis Bracy. Good morning, all.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning.
Morning. How y'all doing?
All right. And before you get started, Colonel, let me remind everyone watching on YouTube to like, subscribe, comment, and share, and as well as if you're watching live on Facebook, to comment. We'll be looking for your comments to go along with what we're discussing today. And the topic will be, it'll be several topics of today's current events. So, Colonel, take it away.
Okay, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing?
Good morning.
Doing great.
Yes. Well, I guess today's topic is what will they do? We'll start off like what will they do, and the other major topic will be the everybody is following is the so-called debate tomorrow, and I call it the so-called debate because a debate is supposed to be with free and truthful exchange of ideas and in truth, but we know on the other side, as far as Trump goes, there's nothing truth about it. But so I just wanted to start off with today's discussion, saying what will they do? The ramification of Trump coming back into office on January 20th, 2025 at 12 o'clock. What is going to happen? So 1 minute after he takes over the White House, and this is this is a projection. In his acceptance speech, which is not attended by hardly any Democrats, but there's mass protests in the streets, just like last time. His chief of staff, Stephen Miller, has Trump signs right on the podium that the Insurrection Act is implemented. And they are going to implement Project 2025, which is 800-page manual.
900 pages, over 900 pages, Colonel.
900 pages, and they are going to implement it. Second executive order is since they put the Insurrection Act with all the protests, they have called up the National Guards from Texas, Alabama, Mississippi. They are in most of the southern states, and they were put on orders immediately to be stationed in blue states where there are protests, and they were giving orders to squash all protests. and they were given immunity to shoot to kill across this nation. The FOP, Fraternal Order of Police, are ordered. They are federalized now. Police across this country are federalized to put down all protesters and anybody caught protesting outside and or breaking into any building trying to loot or anything, to be immediately detained if you are not shot and killed on the spot. All free press except for Fox News station is deemed illegal. They've already, according to Project 2025, 100,000 civil service workers that have not taken their pledge to Trump are immediately fired. Department of Education is eliminated. All funding to HBCU schools from the federal government, to include all grants, is now suspended and eliminated. And then we'll go on from there. And I'll keep going on. But this is what's going to happen within 5 minutes of him taking the office. Oh, by the way, and the other thing, he suspended the Constitution. The habeas corpus is no longer stop and frisk. That means you, as a person of color, you can be stopped and frisked going to the grocery market and getting gas or whatever. And you'll be like, what's the boy down there in Miami, Tariq Hill? No matter how much you have, how rich you are, you discover that you are still a black man in this white supremacist country run by white supremacists. Oh, Thurgood Marshall's statue across this country, or replace all those statues to Martin Luther King, or replace white
Tracy, you need to cut off one of your feeds needs to be cut off.
I have no feeds.
You had the volume up too loud.
Yeah, you got two feeds, Tracy. You need to turn one of them off. You got two screens going. You need to turn one of them off.
Okay.
And go ahead and mute while you're doing that.
There you go.
Go ahead, Colonel.
Okay, so we'll start off with Leah, since you might have to leave early.
No, continue, Colonel. I'm going to jump right in. I think you're heading in the right direction. I think it's important also that we mention, they're talking about removing Schedule F, I think it is, that will allow him to reclassify masses of civil workers. And the first thing he's going to do, if he can reclassify individuals, he will let a number of individuals go. And I know the first place he'll probably start will be with the FBI and the federal prosecutors, because he said that he is going to prosecute everyone who has come for him during this time. So many of the federal prosecutors, many of the members of the FBI, they will look to being prosecuted by the Trump administration.
Yes.
If he redos Schedule F, and as well as, the thing I saw the other day was his sons tried to start a crypto business because he was going to end the federal currency, which means that you would have to use digital dollars. Could you imagine? But I understand that the sons failed at their attempt to get that business going. And in using digital dollars as opposed to the federal system, he could develop Trump dollars, which we'd have to purchase Trump dollars as opposed to using our federal dollars. So we're in for if people don't wake up. I cannot believe that the polls are as close as they are with the things that this man has been saying. The media, the mainstream media, not fact checking him when he say these things, allowing him to continue to go on, and the hundreds of thousands of people who continue to support him.
Yes.
I listened to a young black guy the other day saying, "Oh, he gave me stimulus money." He didn't give you. Congress had to give that money out.
Yeah.
But what he did, he put his name on it, which is unusual. So you got a lot of people who are still misinformed, or they are single issue voters. There's one thing that like I look at the evangelicals because of abortion, and really it's not really about abortion. It's about the female right to her body. You know, it's her ovaries, her fallopian tubes. Let her determine what's good for her body. But I think maybe if they didn't say abortion, but say it's female care in general, you know, that's at stake here as well. But I don't know. I'm just perplexed as I look at what's taking place. I look at the lies this man has told, and nobody is putting him in check. They are saying, just like they're saying, well, let it be, you know?
Yeah.
Let it be. And
Yeah.
people are caught under that spell. You know, it's just like Jim Jones. You know, it's like a Jim Jones spell. Maybe they all drank the Kool-Aid. I don't know. But I just cannot imagine people listening, actually listening to him babble on and on and on, you know, saying whatever he chooses to say, talking about shocks and electricity and votes and flushing toilets. And this is a person they want to be president of the United States of America.
Yes.
It's really sad.
It is sad. It is sad. And it's dangerous. It's dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
Yes. And so the United States of America ceased to exist the day he takes office, because he declares himself the dictator for life under the Insurrection Act. There are, like he's already stated, there are no more elections. And if when he decides there's going to be another election, which there's not going to be one for the head of the country, we may have it for the Senate and the House. But as far as the presidency goes, there are no more heads of office. That office, there are no elections for it. As a matter of fact, J.D. Vance is being replaced by his son.
Yes, yes, he is.
And then the White House is replaced by his cabinet is all his family, just like the mob bosses that he put in, that he's always dreamed about, that he tried to institute the first time around. His closest advisor, his daughter, and
Jared.
What's it?
Jared.
Yeah, no, the son, the one that's the girl that she's from New Jersey, his fiance.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't say her name, but she's got the ones that's got the fuel oil in her lips, and looks like that she's got a
Kushner.
Yeah,
Jared Kushner.
Yeah, and they're all running this country. As a matter of fact, they're banked up. He'll probably to take care of all his debts. They'll be all wiped out by executive order, and he'll just say, "I'm backing up the Brinks truck to my bank here in Mar-a-Lago," and he can spend money and do anything he wants for the American, with the American money. I'm talking about the crypto money.
Yes.
Yes. But
Trump
all
dollars.
shows like this cease to exist. As a matter of fact, I suspect that on day 2, Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi and anybody who has ever spoken out against him will be arrested and charged with treason. Day 3, they will start making camps, outdoor concentration camps, because he'll go down the voter rolls. Since you did not vote for me in 2020 or in 2024, you need to be part of the mass deportation with the rest of the brown people that exists. And we're going to start this mass deportation. And we're going to cleanse this country of those folks that are not pure American. And so we know that we're not pure Americans, especially people of color. We have to go. We are being run down, and they've already got their list of anybody who's spoken out with them about them. And Bracy, I'm sorry to tell you, they're looking for you.
Hey, they don't have to look far.
Yeah,
I was here a couple of weeks ago.
They're coming for you. They're coming for all of us. And in great state of Texas, Johnny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say, the black helicopters are coming. You were air assault, so you know what the deal is. They're coming out. They're landing in the field right next door to your house.
Right across the street.
Yeah. Yep. They're coming.
Yeah. Well, you know, that whole playbook has been played with World War II. That's exactly how Hitler started off with his administration with the brown shirts, going in and killing the Night of the Long Knives, going in and killing thousands of his opposition, and burning books, shutting down scholars, taking out academia, taking out the propaganda. I mean, the broadcast stations, the free will broadcast stations, and putting in Joseph Goebbels as his propaganda minister.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's nothing new. This game has already been played once. The I guess saddest part is a lot of America doesn't believe it can happen here, but we are just teetering on the edge. I mean, I watched this man ramble about just incoherent things, and I even posted it on my account and said, you know, what? Nobody knows what he's saying. He's just talking. He's just blubbering. And the question was about child care, or what would you do about child care? And next thing I know, we're talking about windmills and things that didn't have anything to do with. He likes children, and he's seen children, and children have been. He's been a child once in his life. I mean, you know, stupid stuff like that. Stuff you wouldn't have your grandpa say at the local cookout.
John, and he added tariffs on there. Tariffs. He's gonna impose these tariffs. Like that has something to do with child care.
Yeah, and tariffs. And the thing on tariffs is that tariffs do not affect the country you're imposing the tariff on, because all they do is pass it on to you through
you.
The bill of sale that you buy the product from.
That's
so
true.
That doesn't gain you anything, and it doesn't fill his coffers. I mean, it doesn't fill America's coffers. It actually makes people poorer, because when they try to buy that product is more expensive. Then we have to worry about inflation and uprising cost of goods. So, you know, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He only knows people will tell him something. His people, his handlers, or whatever they want to call them, his cult will tell him something, and he'll only know enough about it to say the word. You know, I'm gonna impose tariffs. But you ask that man what a tariff is, he has no clue what a tariff is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like he had no clue about COVID or anything else. But he's always the smartest, most intelligent person in the world. He said that he only had to go out there and talk to a trucker for 5 minutes, and he knew everything about global trucking industry, and he knew how to handle any big issues that came up with trucking. And I'm like, well, I wish they had taught him how to. He had brought him an airplane and told him that, and let him think he could fly the airplane, because we wouldn't have this problem anymore.
Yep.
Well, y'all know my view on Trump. It has not changed one iota, and I'm glad you have two vets on the show. I wanted to show. I was saying I was just there not too long ago protesting as I always do, and I went to 4 veteran organizations. I went to 3 American Legions, and I went to 1 VFW, and I had this sign, and you can see the sign here saying, "Vets, what are you going to do about it?" You know, he insults our dead, he insults our wounded, and he insults our service. So this is a sign that I had just a few weeks ago, and these are the people who I'm kind of upset with, because I don't think that the veterans are screaming up loud enough and long enough about it. And I sent James the all the pictures of the places that I went to. So I just wanted y'all to see my sign and say that I'm always right there on board to try to get the American people to wake up. And I agree with what you just said. I just can't still wrap my head around how ignorant this man is every single time he opens his mouth. And they have this playbook out here, and they are telling the American people exactly what he's going to do. And my question that I have to you, all of you, is will somebody please explain to me why he has not already been arrested? Because he's already an insurrectionist again.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I send out the thing. James gets myself. I say, I think we're living in the Twilight Zone. I really do, because it makes no sense. It makes no sense that this person is talking the talk. He has the program already designed straight out of Hitler. It's exactly out of Hitler. And we got congressmen, senators, the attorney general. And I read the Constitution. That's why I think maybe I shouldn't have went to RC Knock and learned how to read, because it says right there, if you have a hint of an insurrection, you could be arrested. So yeah. Will someone explain to me why he has not been arrested?
Yep.
Let me step in right quick, and we have Brace's sister, Alina Lewis, on the screen here. She wanted to join us. And Alina, I just want to tell you, you might want to turn your sound down a little bit. I had to mute you because you got some feedback. But anyway, go ahead, continue. Whoever's talking next.
Well, I said it's because he's white. I mean, he's white, and he's being held up. He's being held up by these people, this cult of people. Because if he was any other color or any other gender, or any other political affiliation, there wouldn't even be a question about would he be president. He'd been in jail.
But you know what, John? Okay, he's been found guilty of 34 felonies. Well, he's not been charged yet. I'm trying to remember, is that the reason why he can vote during this time? Because a felon cannot vote. So he's been already found guilty of 34 felonies.
He's been convicted.
He's been convicted of he was convicted.
I mean, he's been convicted, but he's not been sentenced yet. Yes.
Right, but that isn't the reason he can't vote. I mean, he can vote. The state of Florida gave him. He's voting through the state of Florida. And the state of Florida has given him. There's certain things that I guess the governor of Florida can do, and one was to absolve him of that and gave him the right to vote. He's not voting in New York. He's voting out of Florida. But you're right. I don't understand. I mean, I understand that we all 6 of us sitting here understand it. If it was any of us, we wouldn't even have this question. This wouldn't be a question that would be being asked.
Exactly. And if Colonel and Bracy tried to get into the military with 34 felonies, they cannot get into the military.
No, you can't get in.
Yet this man can be the commander of the military. Something is wrong here.
Let me go to another point. no one in Trump's family, not one of them, will have been able to work at the CIA, NSA, the FBI, Homeland Security,
Yeah.
with a background check.
You couldn't get a security
Because
clearance.
they all have evidence of being colluded with the Russians. That's just one thing. And I'm not talking about all the foreign agents that they have benefited from. Y'all heard about the thing in Egypt, the Egyptian people, and they have the evidence that he took a cash bribe and he took it in the White House.
Took it in the White House.
In the White House. Now, this is like, again, I'm really upset with a lot of people because, as I always tell people, I always end a lot of my letter writing with "had Obama done it." Had Obama done it. Now, come on, this man he set up a hotel around the corner from the White House that you can walk to in 15 minutes. He set up business there for 4 years. His family went there to conduct all this business with all these foreign nationals. And you know, Colonel and John, you know what the word is about foreign national. You can't even date a foreign national overseas without getting in trouble. Yeah. And here this man is bringing them right to his doorstep, doing all these business transactions with that evil ruler Giuliani. And they do it. This is the thing that kills me. The Trump people don't even hide it. They don't even try it. They don't even hide it. They do it right in front of your face. The evidence is always there. We shouldn't even be at this point. I mean, the man called for an insurrection on national TV. The whole world heard it. And I say it right there. I was there. I sent a letter to the FBI. I called, as a matter of fact. Why aren't y'all arresting this man? And he sent the boys to our capital. I mean, I think sometimes I think I'm going crazy because I say, except for us, is anybody else awake?
Like I said, people don't believe it's going to happen to them. They don't believe it. They don't believe it can happen
until it hits their back door.
Because it's always somebody else. It's not going to be me. And that's the way it happened in Germany. The Jews and all the Germans weren't Nazis, but all the Nazis were Germans. So when they decided they were going to point a finger at somebody, they pointed a finger at the Jews, which were their next door neighbors, which they had done business with for years. Their families had grown up together. Kids had played in the streets together. But if it becomes between you and me and my family, and you're saying, I'm going to send them to camp, that's where they're going. But you act like you want to take care of them, you're going to end up like the young white lady and Cheney and them during the Mississippi riots, burned up in a car dead somewhere. I mean, that's just a sad fact of life. People self-preservation.
But
never going to happen to me. It's always going to be the others, and he's always talked about the others, and with mass deportations or those who have said anything about him, and it's going to become real when he takes back office from day one.
Yeah,
the others will be anybody of color or anybody that is not pure European descent, and this show has to come off because we'll have to go into our own witness protection program. Won't even be able to go to the store because they will have, the feds and everybody else will be looking for all of us. It's going to be a very sad day.
And people think we're talking about conspiracy theory, but like RFK Jr. Dropped out the race, but he wanted to leave his name on the ballot in certain swing states.
Yeah,
so he could take away numbers from Harris. Well, of course, if you dropped out, you dropped out. Your name's off the ballot. If we can take your name off the ballot, we take your name off the ballot. But what I just found out is the state of North Carolina, they stayed mail-in balloting, mail-in ballots until they solve this case with RFK. There shouldn't even be a case with RFK.
Exactly.
Georgia is putting electors in that are election deniers, and they're trying to slow the vote down. Texas has taken 1 million people off the voting rolls already. Some of those people are dead. Some of those people have moved. But when you move, you know that your mail doesn't get right to you. So you notice that you need information, or we need this information for you to be able to vote in your new precinct in Texas. Hasn't gotten to you right where it may take weeks to get to you, maybe months. So this plan is a very well thought out plan. The rules of engagement in this plan have been in play for a while, and we have to, as people, we have to get out, and our duty is to make everybody come out there and vote. Vote, get more people, take more people to the polls, get them out early. If you do have a chance for mail-in ballots, and mail-in ballots, none of this was ever a problem until Trump. 44 other presidents went in and they never had an issue. Somebody always lost. If there was ever, in my lifetime, in my 60-some, 68, 69 years, if there was ever issue, I would say the 2000 election where they were counting chads and stuff off the little, and the Supreme Court, the Republican Supreme Court put Bush in. But also, also say, look, it wouldn't have happened had what's his name been able to take his own state. He didn't take he couldn't take Tennessee. Had he been able to take Tennessee, this wouldn't have been an argument. But other than that, somebody always won and lost. Always. That's what the elections are about. They're always, but this one was I don't know where they fell on this one to be the man that you fall. This wasn't even the man you fall and die and fall on your sword for, because this man has got to be the most ignorant man. My dog has better sense of command than this man has. It's sad. And you're going to give him, you saw what he did already the first 4 years. 1 million Americans died through COVID. He was telling you to shoot a white light up your butt and drink stuff.
Drink bleach.
Yeah, and he get up there and ramble about some stuff, and the people would sit there and shake their head like, "Yes, master, that's what you do." And then after they get out, they turn around and say, "He's the dumbest SOB we've ever seen." And I'm like, "Why did you say that when you were standing there?" Because now the American public believes that this man really got something to give them, and he doesn't.
I have a couple of questions for everybody, and we're seeing a lot of a few high-profile Republicans supporting Kamala Harris or not supporting Trump. Do you think that's going to make any kind of difference, or will it be the debate and the outcome of the debate will be a big plus or deciding factor, or something that will sort of widen that gap?
Let me jump on that real quick, because I'm an expert on the Cheney family. I always tell people that Dick Cheney was a demon and Karl Rove was the devil behind the demon. And Karl Rove basically ran the whole the whole Bush administration. And I never. Everyone should see the movie Dick. If you haven't seen the movie Dick, see the movie Dick. It's showing just how corrupt, openly corrupt, that Dick Cheney was when he was vice president. And Karl Rove was right behind him in all his endeavors. Now, I'll tell you this to say this. I'd rather have both of them back than to have Donald Trump for 5 seconds. Because like I wrote a letter the other day. Edward Edwards was a governor of Louisiana, and his one of the famous lines of Edward was that I was just a little crook, but so I look at these guys as compared to Trump, Cheney, and during the Bush administration was an angel, and Cheney was evil. Everyone knows that. I mean, the man shot a judge in the face and didn't nobody do nothing about it. And his daughter, if everybody remember his daughter, Liz Cheney, in the beginning, she was one of Trump's staunchest allies. She voted for him 97 out of 99 times. And I say, wow, she just like her evil father. So for these two people to come out against Trump, I really thought I had fell off the turnip truck.
Yeah.
So I think it will help with the real Republicans.
Real Republicans.
Real
That's
Republicans.
right.
But like I want to remind everybody, this Republican Party that all of us grew up in, that party is dead. And you can't go back to them. They can't go back now. As far as I'm concerned, they can't go back. Because when you have the 96% of the House and almost 100% of the Senate Republicans support this man. So that tells you something right there. You cannot go back to these people. You got to keep holding Trump over their head forever. None of these people should. Matter of fact, most of them are insurrectionists themselves.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we can't let that go. But the answer to the question directly, yes, it will help with the real Republicans. It's not going to do a daggone thing for these MAGAs. These MAGA people are just out there.
And the sad thing, Grace, is that the real Republicans are secretly sitting back, praying that Kamala will take this man out. They want it, but they're not brave enough to come forth and speak their truth. The real truth is that many of those individuals could never, ever be elected by the Republican Party because the Republican Party is no more. It is the Trump Party. It is the mega party, which many of the true Republicans would not stand a chance in running in an elected office with those individuals. So I don't know why they're sitting back, afraid to speak up, because you can't gain anything by being a part of the party. So maybe you need to speak up, come out, and rebuild. But I don't understand why they're so fearful. You know, those individuals are not going to vote for them ever. So speak up. Tell the truth. You know
those I would push back on that a little bit in saying that Trump's going to get his 30%. The MAGA base, all MAGA, all the Republicans aren't MAGA. So I push back on that and say you can be a Republican and still not vote for Trump. And I think that's where they have a problem. You can go into that booth and you can not vote for Trump and you can vote for everybody else down the line. That's what happened in Georgia last time. That's what happened in some of the other states. They didn't vote for Trump. They voted for the rest of the ticket. They put Kemp in as governor, but Trump didn't win in those battleground states, and you'd wonder why. And that's why some of those people didn't vote for him. I think that hopefully they either do that or they don't go at all and sit down. And Trump can't win with 30%. That is not going to happen. That's why they're trying all these other alternatives to sway the vote or change the vote or the vote tally.
John, I'm saying that he's going to get that 30 to 40%, the mega vote.
All the time. He's going to get that.
Them at all times. But I'm saying you have those who are not mega, who are not a part of the Trump dynasty,
right,
who are not speaking up. They're hoping that he lose. But they don't want to do anything to help, to assist in his losing.
Well, they need to sit on their butts or they need to not vote for him when they walk in that booth. And they vote for anybody else that's Republican that they want to down the line.
And as Liz says, this is not the time to write in a name. This is not the time for that. It's not a time for a write-in candidate. You got two candidates. You got the prosecutor and the criminal. So you either vote for the prosecutor or you vote for the criminal. So you have a choice.
See, that's the part that we all have issues with. How can a felon even run for president?
Thank you.
I mean, there shouldn't even be a question about that. And Bracey, I meant to tell you that I'm a member of the VFW too, and the head of the VFW, not the national head, came on board and said, this man disrespects us. He doesn't honor our service. and he put out that speech to the federal vet, to the rest of the vets. Now, why vets do what they do, I don't know.
Yeah.
But he at least he did what he was supposed to do.
And you're right. You're right. The problem is though, he was just one of a very, very few. And that's what that's what gets to me. I'm really pissed off with veterans. That's why I went. My wife, she took me around to all these places, and I followed up with the letters. The way to stab him in the heart, in my view, is two groups. And y'all know one group. You know, I've been saying from day one, the church is still sleeping. All right, they still have not came out as they should against this devil. That's one knife that's still missing. The other knife is, and I always thought, and we all know this, because we're all old enough to remember, you could not say anything about a veteran or about service and get elected president. You couldn't even talk about not voting on a bill for a war machine or anything to support veterans. If you go against the veterans, you was automatically dead. Now, and then that's if you just voted against a bill, much less be at the gravesite of dead soldiers with a general, and then you're gonna talk about the general's son at the gravesite. I mean, could you imagine what would have happened if Obama had done that? I mean, I saw when he did that, I said, oh, wow, the veterans are all going to come out now, and this is all over now. This is it. But we still have too many of them just silent. Too many. And I know the subject, I know our time is going real fast because I love always being on here. James, thank you again for letting me come on again. But there's a debate that's coming up. And I love it, Leah, when you say the prosecutor versus the felon. And I just hope she stomp a mud hole in them.
I don't know how much that debate's going to count. I mean, it's going to be a lot of visual stuff, and it's going to be things you're going to want to watch. But Leah, I believe in, like you say, and Thomas, the media is there for the clicks and the money right now.
That's right. That's right.
They don't check this man right on the spot. When the man says something stupid right at the point that nobody needs to put anything in your ear or tell you that it was stupid. When the man went off on that tangent, you're like, that's not even what I asked you, sir. I asked you, what were you going to do for childcare? We didn't ask you, does a shark swim in the water? Did the fish? And that's not what we asked you, sir. And you make him look stupid. You make him look just what he is. But if you sit there and let him say it, it's that old adage. You can tell a lie over and over again until they believe it's the truth. It'll always still be the lie.
Yeah.
Until they believe it's the truth. So I hope she's wise enough to not to not get flustered.
I don't think she is. I think she's not going to take the bait.
Yeah, because he's going to try to.
I think she's seasoned enough to know not to take the bait.
She knows how to do it. She's sitting there. She knows how to do it, and he has. And I think they flipped a coin, and he has last word in it.
Right.
So I'm sad that happened because I wish she had last word in it.
But the whole thing is, John, if she, once you get into his head, he can't remove it. He can't remove it. So I think if she gets into his head enough during that debate, even though he has the last words, he's going to be so frustrated in trying to process the things that she said about him that he's just going to be flustered. He's going to really go off and talk about the sharks and the seas and the waters and the toilet flushing and the waters coming down out the faucet. I think he will. He
might end up using the N-word, knowing that man.
I hope he do.
Oh, Bracy, I'm praying, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
please.
Or do like you do, calling her the B word when he's out.
Either one to be fine with me.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my Bible right next to me I know that don't sound good,
You-
but I'm have my Bible right next to me,
look.
hoping that he does the B word or the N
Jason,
word.
it sounds like you plan to do an exorcist to me. It's an exorcism that's going to take place with the Bible.
Long your Bible's not the Trump Bible. You good. You good.
Oh, you know what? That Trump Bible costs $2.
Yeah. But you know what? I would say the debate has more risk for Vice President Harris.
I do too.
He will be able to lie and spill all the untruths. And because the moderators are not going to do any fact checking, and they will not do any secondary follow-up questions to all the stuff that he puts out, like you said.
I don't like that.
Yeah, and that is not a real debate.
I don't like that at all.
What I wish what should happen is, just like on this screen, we have this rolling screen of how to support Portsmouth Coffee Talk, is that ABC and all the other media outlets fact check him right like this screen goes down here.
Yeah, in real time.
In real time. Saying this is a lie, this is a lie. Not just say untrue, this is a lie, this is a lie, this is a lie. Never answer the question. And fact check them right there. And that is what they could do to help democracy.
And that is exactly, you know, I don't understand why they don't do it like a college format. I really don't understand why they don't, you know, all these debates is always, you always have to give back and forth on this. It should just be like a college format. You present your stuff, you say your words, and then you have the judges that at some point will come out and determine who laid down the most facts and who defended themselves the best. I don't understand why they keep going through these juvenile style debates. But I do believe, I have no doubt that Harris is going to be on her game. I have no doubt of it. Matter of fact, I think she just can't wait for him to say his first line. And only thing I want her to do is do like Ronald Reagan say, there you go again. You know, every time he lie, I think she should say, there you go again, just like Ronald Reagan, there you go again. And because, as I tell people, when Donald Trump is breathing, he's lying. So there's nothing that he can do or say that's not going to be anything but a lie. And she's, I just hope she treats him like she treated people in the courtroom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't let him overtalk him or nothing like that, and put him in his place.
Yeah,
in his place.
A classic line would be beginning saying, former President Trump, does your parole officer know you're out?
How about that?
Out of the state. Have you gotten permission to come here? And that will click him up.
That would be beautiful. Please send it to the. Matter of fact, I'm gonna steal that one from you, because I write to the vice. I was writing to the vice president and her husband 2 years ago. You know, and I got stuff. You know how they do. If you ever write to the White House, you know they send you those standard statements. Yeah, you know, they probably didn't read it, but the point is, it is a matter of record. People don't know that they keep those things for a lot of reasons, and I know they keep mine because I know I'm on the watch list. You know, so but really, honestly, don't take the time to send that to them, and I'm gonna steal it from you anyway. When we get off this show, I'm gonna send it to them just to say that.
Yeah, and whoever's doing her debate prep, and I think it's the same guy that helped Hillary, but she needs to call us. I could give him some lines to tear him up.
Yeah. Well, you know, she's a sister, so she knows how to play the dozens.
Thank you.
She knows how to play the dozens.
Oh yeah.
She knows how to play the dozens. The other people don't even know what the dozens are.
That's
but
right.
We all know it.
We all
know what that is. She knows how to play it. So sit there and play it. Play it with them.
You know, let me just say this. I know I have to go because I do have a doctor's appointment. But the amazing thing, I get to say this one thing. I had this young person of another persuasion to ask me Is she black? You know, is she Indian? Is she black? So I had to let him know. I said, well, y'all came up with the rule in the 1700s. Y'all
That's
came
right.
up with the rule that one drop of black blood makes you black.
That's right.
Right.
I said, so you have the rule, you established the rule so she can identify as to who she wants to identify. She can be black, she can be Indian, she can be whatever she chooses to be. And
Right.
as I told him, but you better check your DNA because you may have that one drop as
That's,
well. And then
Yeah.
you can declare yourself as black. So I hope you all have a wonderful morning. I do have to
You
go
too.
to the doctor. So I
Take
just want to,
care.
I'll be listening on my phone, but thank you all for being here on this morning. And I'll talk with everybody later.
okay,
Yeah.
you take care.
Okay,
Thank you.
Leah, we'll see you Thursday.
Okay.
Speaking on the doctor real quick, James, I want to commend you. I sent you your the thing that you were doing with the people in the hospital. I sent it to a lot of people, and there were a lot of my friends was very touched as to how you reached out to the people that you had your surgery with, and how you had developed a bond. I want to commend you on that because you don't know how many people you help. I wanted to take a minute to tell you that.
Thanks. That was a special moment for me in my life. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Before we get ready to transition, we got about 9 minutes left. But I would like to say that since this is election season, we have asked or we've sent out inquiries to all those folks that are running for elected office in the city of Portsmouth, like the mayor and the office and all the people in city council, election boards, and so forth, to come on this show and to talk about their platforms. And so we will be busily scheduling those folks to come out and talk. And so I just wanted to put out there, and there will be, and I was thinking about that after talking to Slim the other day, is that I know and we know that there will be some that will run and hide and will just try to slip and slide, but we will still call them out. And so you better get on the phone and come out here and do it and try to do this in this medium and tell the truth.
And might add, Colonel, we are giving them more time that they would get anywhere else.
Yes.
They have a whole hour, and the questions are not canned questions. It's going to be in real time. You'll get an opportunity to state your platform and field some questions from the host as well as people watching. We're encouraging people watching to send us their comments or questions, which we will pass on to you. So, and that's how you really tell if the candidates are prepared. If they can answer questions on the cuff rather than those, and nothing wrong with those forms and canned questions, but you don't really get a true sense of a candidate with those questions that everybody has to answer the same way.
That's right.
Pretty much. So we're giving you an opportunity to come on and for a whole hour to explain your platform, to field questions from the public, from the host here, and you might change some people's minds that were thinking another way. So that opportunity is there for you. We're giving you that opportunity. So far, 2 people from the mayor's race have responded, and we're scheduling them right now. So we're looking forward to that, Colonel.
Yes, and so I'll go back to say when we're talking about explaining your platform, all the signs that these folks have spent all this money about, and they all have something in common. They have the canned words, leadership, integrity, and some other stuff. Means nothing. Means nothing. And until you get in front of the voters, and this is your chance to get in front of the voters and to really explain, what does that mean to you? What are you going to do for the people of this country and the people of this city? What are you really all about? And then so, and there'll be some that can't explain it, and so they'll decide not to come on because they'll either propped up, or they just haven't done anything in their time in office, or won't do anything once they get into office. So I just wanted to put that out while we had a few minutes to spare. So we're looking forward for this, and the populace is looking forward for this. It's going to be historic.
Y'all doing a great job by doing that, by the way. Great job.
And another plus about coming on here, Rich, after you're on here, your showing or your conversation or your presentation will be out there all the way up until on different platforms until the election day. Mm-hmm. So if you pay to go on certain other media formats, you'll get a certain amount of exposure, for a certain amount of days, for what you pay for. But here, it'll be out there, for people to see at any time for as many times they want to see it, as many times they want to share it up until election day. So it's not something where people will have to wait, for a certain time for your ad to show. Mm-hmm. Or, so keep that in mind as well, too. I mean, it's well worth the opportunity that we're giving you to come on and really show that what you would do as a representative for the people of Portsmouth.
James, can I ask the group a question? Whoever wants to answer it. How are y'all dealing with the N-words that you keep running up against that's still supporting Trump? How are y'all dealing with them?
Well, I'm on TikTok and I'm on Twitter, and I've gotten in a few of those conversation rooms, and usually the people I've dealt with are not the most educated brothers or sisters, and they're usually spewing out stuff that's not even factual. And when you check them, I had one was saying they didn't want the Harris Biden. Evidently, there's a COVID app they were talking about, and they said, "Well, don't sign that up for that app because I don't want my information to be out there and the government to have it." I'm like, "But you're on Facebook and TikTok." So I pulled up their information and read it right back to them you're from Glendale, California, and your name is such and such. You went to such and such high school. That's what you put out there. You're arguing your own.
Yep.
You're arguing against you're not even making any sense with this argument. And this is mostly for clicks. Most of those people are there to try to make money, I think. I don't think they believe half the stuff. They don't even know what they're talking about. That's how I deal with them. Yeah. I get in there and they can call it a troll or whatever, but I really don't try to troll them. I just sit there and try to engage with them. Mm-hmm. But they're not engageable because they'll block you out real fast if they don't like you. So
that's right. Okay.
And usually those people that follow Trump use the Trump doctrine. They just, all they do is blast the opponent. And most of those people, just like the vice president says, they're not serious. And most of those people are just not serious because they don't have any conversation about the advantages of voting for Trump, just the disadvantages of voting for Harris. Yeah. So if you can't defend your opponent, the person you're supporting, you're not serious.
You're not. They get on my nerves. They really get on my nerves. I'm sick and tired of these N-words to Trump. I'm sick and tired of them.
Yeah. Well, we could always find that. There's always always been that. They've always been there. It isn't like that. It's new. They've always been there, but now they have a social media platform to reach out there and touch people and get people just engaged. We've always had to fight against it. I don't think they're going to move that many people left or right. I agree with the church issue that a lot of the churches, the evangelicals, I just give up on them. That's a different world all to itself. they would go to pray to 12 o'clock noon, and then 1 o'clock they'd hang a black man on a tree.
That's
So
right.
that's nothing. That's the history of a lot of the evangelicals. And you listen to them talk, and they spit hatred behind the words of the Bible. I've heard them tell them that if you're not a Christian if you're a Democrat. Well, how does that work? I mean, how does that work? I'm not a human being if I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. You know, I don't have the same rights because I don't vote the way you vote. But you turn around and yell at me about the Constitution and democracy, you know, I'm like, get the hell out of here.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Evangelicals and quiet Christians, they get on my nerves too.
Yeah.
Colonel, before you have the last word, I just wanted to ask Olena, thanks for joining us. I didn't know if you wanted to say something.
And it's just a shame that you cannot break through it. Like I told Lewis a long time ago, I feel like I'm living in the twilight zone. Maybe I'm lost, or maybe they're real, but I know they're not. But that's the way I have always felt. Something is wrong and messed up into people's brains.
Mm-hmm.
That we can see vividly all this stuff, and it's like it's not happening in real world, in real time, and it's disgusting. And all I do is keep praying that hopefully that man don't get back in that seat because we in trouble. I don't even want to think about it. I'm going to go back to Ireland and live for 4 years or something. I don't know.
Go back?
Go back and live in Ireland. Well, I just visited 8 days, so I'm an Irishman now.
Oh, that's right. Well, thank you. That's Brace's little sister and Truxton's first girl, paper girl.
Yeah.
The journaling guide. All right, Colonel.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I like to thank Johnny, Lewis, and Bracy and Slim for coming on, you know, waking up this morning and allowing us to do our thing so we can support the people of just not the city of Portsmouth, but we also serve America, the state of Virginia, state of Maryland, state of Texas, and because this is out on the web, it is everywhere, and so we are here to start this groundswell and of knowledge that you're not going to hear. You sure ain't going to hear this on Fox, on what I call state-run TV, and then so so thanks y'all for coming out here and participating, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Okay.
Well, and thank you again, James, for inviting me. This is always like the highlight of my month. Whenever I come on, I get a chance to speak to the Colonel Leah and I'm meeting John. And I tell you, it's always an honor, and I really appreciate every time you give me a few minutes.
Yeah, and you'll be back. And what another great conversation on the Portsmouth Coffee Talks morning show, and where it's great food for thought for those with a political appetite. And remember, we're here for our voice, our community, and our future. See you next time.